Alright guys, welcome back. I am now in the shop, guys. Okay, as you can see, that check engine light on right there. Alright, and guys, this is I don't know, 14, 13 Charger. Man, you listen to this. Let me see if y'all can hear this. I'm revving up on it. Y'all hear that? Boom! Is this a Hemi or Pentastar? V8 or V6, guys. Those are the only two options in this year model. All right, now I'm sitting here shaking, guys. I've been told that there's a misfire code in cylinder 3. I can feel the misfire at idle. I'm sitting here. That's what it's doing. Now also there's a tick. I'm hearing a tick from in here. The best way to find out is to simply get out and go look. Okay, I got to diagnose this car, guys. I think from what I'm told, they've done spark plugs, core, injectors. Even they have even went so far to do a compression test, and the compression came out good. So now I guess they lost. Wow, guys, warning. If your complaint is a misfire, now we all know low oil can cause a misfire. So be careful letting I'm sitting here idling. I probably shouldn't be. In fact, I'm about to turn it off now. Until it's always risky idling if you're unaware of the oil level. Okay, yes, the car could very well be low on oil. All right, in fact, let me shut it off now and go outside under the hood and let's find out what's going on. All right, guys, let's get it. Yes, 3.6 Pentastar. All right, now I need to run this thing, but before I do, oh, you got a cold air intake on it, K and N. I'm gonna verify the oil level, guys, before I start it back up. Yes, wipe it off, guys. Let me find a rag. All right. All right, so there's oil. Now let me start it up and proceed with my diagnostics. Let's get it. Alrighty, guys. Yes, y'all hear that tick? Y'all hear that growling? Yes, it's a nice exhaust setup, guys. This could actually fool you. It's coming off as sounding like a Hemi. Now, what I'm gonna do, I hear a tick, guys. It is ticking. What in the world? Hey, y'all see that? Somebody left me a gift. Somebody been in this engine. Well, it came from another shop. I appreciate it, guys. Whatever size this is, it don't get to stay in there, because if something happened, I'll be responsible. So I don't want to be responsible for the engine coming apart. I, with good conscience, cannot leave it in there. All right, guys, something broke in here. I'm banging on this side. I can't get it out, but I'll find out later. But now I'm concerned with if they broke something. Like I say, the engine is ticking, and it has a misfire. And guys, yes, valve train issues could cause both a misfire and a ticking. If you have a broken rocker arm that's not properly opening and closing your valves, that will result in a misfire as well as a tick. Okay, now because the misfire is on cylinder 3, which is bank 1, I'm gonna remove the valve cover and see what's going on. See if I can visually see something, guys. All right, now I don't know, I'm not gonna really film removing the valve cover, so when I get back I'll already be inside the valve train on bank 1. All right, guys, stay tuned. Let's get it. All right, guys, told you I was gonna open it back up when I get the valve cover off. Well, a bit of a surprise. Y'all know how easy it's supposed to be to remove ignition coils, right? Simply unscrew it and it come out well. This one is being a little stubborn, guys. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. And that looks like one somebody has replaced. I don't know if they went in cross-threaded. See, it's not moving, guys. Okay, the bolt, I don't know, I think the insert is just spinning in the valve cover, so I can't get the bolt to come out because the insert will not stay still. So what do you do when that happens? number one, I need to proceed with my diagnosis, so I need to get this valve cover off. So what I'm gonna do is bring the valve cover off with it on, at least try to. Let me see, I already pried up on it some. So it's the same scenario you would have to do in the event you boot, you break a boot off in it or something. You still can pry easy and carefully, pry the valve cover off with the core still in it, because all you're fighting with is the boot hanging on to the spark plug. I really need some gloves. All right, so let me get this off, guys. Yeah, just bring it up with the core still in place, and you can fix that later. You see, like I say, all you're doing is fighting with the boot being snagged to the yes. All right, Misfire and cylinder 3, guys. This is bank 1, which means this is cylinder 1, 3, and 5. Ooh, and from looking right here, guys, yes, look at this. Wow, look at that load right there, guys. That's what's causing it. That's definitely what's causing the ticking. And ooh, this one too. So the whole cylinder, wow, right there. Wow. So now this is the intake camshaft. This is the exhaust. Whoa, this one's starting to wear. Still kind of hot, but this is my problem, guys. This is what's causing the misfire as well as the ticking. Now, I've always said this: if you misfire and ticking, yes, you got a problem with valve train. Okay, but whoa, I didn't see this one. Okay. Now, look, even cylinder 1, this rocker only came apart, but I didn't have a misfire. This lobe is gone. If I'm gonna have a misfire, you would think it'd be in cylinder 1. Wow, guys. From a visual standpoint, in other words, you have to tear it down and look at it. I've always said, guys, that's the best way to give a proper estimate. Don't never try to guess at what's broke inside of an engine. It needs to be visually seen. All right, guys, and I will even go a step farther. Just because the computer didn't pick up a problem in bank 246, I will even tear that, take the valve cover off, and inspect the valve train the same way I did this. That's the only way. Hear me out. That is the only way you're going to be able to give an accurate diagnosis as far as why it's ticking, guys. Now, I want you to also be aware that if you were smart, you will factor in removing the oil pan and cleaning out these shavings, guys. These are the shavings from this lobe is somewhere. Now, a lot of it going to be picked up by this magnetized tone wheel, but a lot of the needle bearings that come out of the roller bearing, the rocker arm, they likely headed to the oil pan. Watch this video right here where I can show you exactly. Now, the filter is supposed to do its job and filter out the lubricating system, but it doesn't always happen that way. Those needle bearings probably a little too heavy to make it up here, so they would essentially, gravity would just make them fall down to the bottom into the oil pan. Like I say, watch that video. You will see what it looked like to find needle bearings inside of an oil pan. All right, so I'm gonna tear the other side apart. Will I find anything? Won't know until you tear it apart, is my point. All right, guys, I have to proceed. Thanks for watching.